Welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be continuing our playthrough of Planet Coaster. And I've made a little bit more money since last episode, just like fiddling with all the ride prices and trying to get prices of just messing with the prices in general, trying to get everything to work out fine. So I think I want to make like a little water lake, maybe put a ride in the middle of it. So I think I might start doing that. So let's do, in order to put water you have to have like a hole in the ground. So let's make this a little bigger. Then just make let's undo around the path. Let's just make this a little bigger. That's really deep water, but it should do fine. And it does cost money to remove land, but it doesn't cost that much, so it should be fine. Yeah, we just gotta make sure that it's fine size. I'm gonna get this flatten to surface tool, make it a little smaller, and sort of like fix up the edges around the path. This should make it look a little better. Let's make this whole thing around it flat, and we'll smoothen this right here. And then I think what we'll do is we'll put the entrance to the ride on the other side and have the ride in the middle. So I think I'm going to do a flatten to surface, make it a little smaller, like out here. And we'll just make like a little platform thingy. That should be fine. We can always cut down on it later if the ride doesn't fit. Okay, let's see what rides we got. Maybe this. Yeah, so let's put this right here. I think I'm gonna have the queue line and exit lines go straight across from each other right there. So I think now, since we got that out of the way, we can remove some of this land so that it's more like on the edge of the path goes on the edge of the water, you know. So I'll work on the landscaping a little bit, and I'll see you when I finish. I fixed up the land a little bit, so I think it's time to maybe try adding the water. I guess I'll do calm water, probably right there. There we go. I guess that looks fine. Might make a little bit of sprinkler effects around it, but I think it's a good time to make the path for the ride. So let's place the entrance like right here, and the exit. Yeah, let's replace the entrance a little bit further that way, and the exit like right there. Let's connect this. It does not like this, so let's make this a little flat, and then we can always push it down afterwards. Let's flatten this out a little bit. This is a weird hole. Could I like flatten from here? No, it just likes to have a weird hole. That is weird looking. Yeah, let's fix that. Let's undo all that. And could we like delete this path? There we go. That should allow us to flatten all of this. There we go. And probably decorate it with like effects on the side of the water. So let's make our entrance, try to make them like relatively close to get together, the exit and the entrance, because I think this is a good spot for it to end like right here. And let's make our path right here go a little further. So Let's select the right kind. I don't remember how wide that was. That looks fine. Let's just turn it around. Let's see. I think that's good. Let's keep it going that way. That should do the trick. And then we'll just run the path going that way for the exit. So let's make it a little less wide. A lot less wide. And we'll just, I guess that works too. Then we'll add this separate part coming off for the exit. And that should do just fine. We just gotta make the terrain a little better. So let's push this back. Turn around a little bit so we can see what we're doing. I think that's as thin as we can get it on that side. This side is already quite thin. And I think that's all we need, so let's open this up. And that should give us a little bit more money. And I guess we can decorate the water now. So I think this looks like a little bit of a beach. So I think it would be good if we could go to terrain and then give it more of a sandy look. I mean, this isn't really sand, but it looks a little more sandy than the other options. So let's make like a little beach decoration on there. And I think I can get scenery from the beach. Let's see. Let's see if they have any. Nope, they don't have many chairs. See if they have any beach-like benches. Not fully. I guess the closest we got is this one. And it doesn't want me to place it off of a path. So I think we'll just run a path. A natural path. Like this. Out to the beach right here. Let's make it a little bit like that. There we go. Now that we have this path, I believe we could place these benches around it, right? Please. What? It's not even telling me what's wrong. Like, oh, it's the terrain it doesn't like. So maybe if we flatten it out a little bit more. So let's go here, make this a little smaller. And then we'll repaint the rock after we get the bench on there. So let's get just as close as we can get. Just like a bench there and a bench there. So let's get painting. Let's get some of that. Maybe some of this. Let's actually make this path be that material. And I think that's fine. There might be a little more decorations that we could put up. Let's remove my search and see what they have. Maybe an umbrella. Yeah. We could just put a few of these around. That should do the trick. And this ride, what do people think? It's too cheap. Okay. I'll bring it up in price. And this ride has broken down again. It keeps breaking down. But it just got fixed, so we should be fine. Yep. Okay. And there's a really long line for this. Maybe we should increase the distance, or increase the price. See what people think of that. Looks like people are fine. So we should be fine. Oh look, people are sitting on these benches. And oh wow, this path is really the best path that ever existed is right here. Yeah, I would question whoever designed that path. Is there any fences? Here, there's a lot of them. I'm thinking we should put some like around on this side right here. But I'm wondering which one we should do. Probably just this standard white fence. Just place them. I mean, it isn't perfect, but it works. And we'll just place it all the way down. At least where the water is. That should keep people from jumping off, even though they can't in the game, but just visually. You might also add some decoration points for this. Right now it's got a 1%, I think. It's just this umbrella. That moment that the umbrella is your only decoration. So I think what we'll do is add some decoration for around this queue line. So like, let's go to the special effects tab and water and maybe this. Yeah, so it looks like this, but we need to move it up a little bit more. So what's the here? How about I just place it like that, and then I move it from here. So let's move it so it's actually on the surface. And let's make the game normal speed so it actually makes sense. I think that works. So let's place that there. And we'll place another one over on the other side. So let's select that. It's always so hard to select it since it's so small. And then we'll move it sort of like the other one. Want to try to keep it like even on both sides in distance. Let's move it down a little bit so it matches the water. Okay, that should be fine. I mean, it's a little bit over the water, but no one's going to notice. So, yeah, that actually looks kind of cool. Then maybe we can add some extra, like maybe a boat. If they have a boat, that might be cool. Let's see. Here we got this rowboat. Let's move it up a little bit so you can actually see it. Got to find the right height for it. I think just a little bit higher. I mean, it does have some water in it, but that should be fine. Let's rotate it a little bit and move it a little closer that way. And maybe put a lantern on it. Just like on top of it. So let's move this down a little bit. Put it like right there. It doesn't seem like the water effects increased it that much, but it should be fine because it's making us money, and that's what matters. And you can also click on one of these tabs, I don't remember which one. There we go. And it shows the profit of the ride, like the monthly income and the running costs, to sort of show how much you make per month from the ride. And the lifetime profit is so low because we bought it in the first place, and that will increase as time goes on. So let's see how this place is working. Yeah, I think we need to set up a drink store. So let's go, let's get a cosmic cow, put it right around, actually, yeah, let's put it right here. And then that should get a lot of customers because I've heard a lot of complaints about being thirsty. So let's speed up the game. Yep, a lot of people are coming to it now. And I think we need a little more decorations for around these shops. So let's go to nature and bushes and put some of these around. That might be a good thing to have. Just like occasional bushes. And maybe some flowers. And just like a whole garden. Let's just make a garden here. No one will ever know that I just placed it on empty land. Oh, those are big bushes. Let's put these in the back, sort of like as a backdrop for when you look between the buildings. So it sort of blocks the obvious nothingness in the back. So let's put that there. One of those there. Actually, I like these, so let's put a big stripe of them. Maybe some of these around. And that's not how bushes work. Let's remove that. Maybe put one at the end, sort of like as a ending mark. Let's move it right there. That should be better in terms of lines. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Maybe put a few more plants right here. Like, if we could go... Are bushes counted as that? No. Let's just put one of these right here. Maybe one back here. Probably always good to have plants in between the buildings too, just as a decoration, sort of like, just so it doesn't look so empty. Let's put some of these in here. And it's really dark at this restroom, so I'm gonna see if they have any lights. I think I'll just use the same light that I've always used and just set it up to be white this time. So I'm gonna put it back here. I'm gonna rotate it so that it's facing towards the building, and white should be fine. So I guess I'll just place another one on the other side and do the same. Rotate it towards the building. And there we go. People can now see that this is the bathroom in the nighttime. So I think we should change like the material in these gardens a little bit. Like not super much, but just like sort of showing that this is a place where plants are. Like sort of like a messed up soil is what I'm trying to get at. Like they had to dig to get the plants to grow in it. I think we should place more trash cans in front of this place. Actually, what would be nice is if we added a bench. Wrong section. If we added a bench, sort of, that's like that you can eat at. Probably a, oh yeah, it's called a picnic table, right? So let's search table. There we go. And I guess just this one will do. And just place them. I think I'm gonna rotate them after this, but just place them, and then yeah, they're really out of center. But I think I'm gonna rotate. Nope, wrong thing. Actually, I don't see how you'd rotate it besides doing that and then that. I mean, it's not perfect, but I don't think it's going to get any more perfect. I think we should just rotate the outer ones. Sorry, people. And that should be enough seating for, or at least for what food places we have now. First aid building might be good to have. So I guess I'll put that next to the restaurant, or the restroom, whatever it's called. I'll just place that right there, and I'll place a path going up to it. This should connect it. Oh wait, I always do this. I always mix up which side is which on that. So let's zoom in again and get it back again. And this way is how it works. I always mix up the sides. So there we go. And maybe add a little more plants around it, because that might be a good decoration piece. So let's go nature, bushes, put some of these flowers on each side, maybe some of these, and just decorate the place. Oh wow, people wanted to go up to it, but then they realized that they didn't need to. And I guess that's a good sign if people want to go to your first aid place even when they're not hurt. So I think this should be good enough decoration for that. So yeah, I think that's good in terms of this little food place right here. Food and restrooms and this first aid place, except for I want to again change the ground right here to look a little more messed up. I think actually it'd be cool after this right here if I could make like a little tunnel like out of land. So let's go to terrain and just pull this up. Let's actually take it over here and do what we should have done in the first place and build the tunnel afterwards. That might have been a good idea. So let's flatten all this right here. And my rides are breaking down, but I've made a whole lot more money since the start of the episode. So let's build a thing around this. So let's decrease everything. Well, we might need a little more intensity than that, but... Oh, that's as far as you have to stay away from the path. Like, yeah. So I guess we could put some decorations in there. So let's see if we can get over the path. Okay, there we go. So now we're able to go over the path. We might like hang some chandeliers that might look cool. So we'll probably like smoothen this out afterwards too. So let's see. There we go. I just want to make it look a little like natural, which is kind of weird when you're making like a weird arch that would never exist under like standard circumstances, that is. So let's try to connect it. There we go. Starting to connect. And now we have our arch. I might hang some vines like on the ends of this, like hanging down from here. That might be a good idea. So right now I'm just going to smooth it all out just so it looks a little more natural. Then maybe add a little roughness and then smooth that out at the end. Okay, but our rough job of doing it might have already added the roughness to it, which is good. So I think that's good. Let's see what it looks like inside. Yeah, that looks fine. Might look a little flat on the ceiling, but I guess that's fine for hanging chandeliers. So let's see if they have any vines. Hopefully they do. Not really. They got spooky vines. Maybe I'll hang some spooky vines in there. My camera's going wacky right now. Maybe I'll just I guess I'll just move it afterwards if that's possible. Like, there we go. Yeah, so I'll just move it like that. Maybe just have it inside of the wall. That might be good. Yeah, show me something different. Okay, that looks a little too spooky, so let's just remove that and be fine with our little walkway for now. And let's check and see. Yeah, this thing, the lifetime profit has increased from like 1,000 something down to 800 something. Well, of course it's in the negatives too, so that's why that's a good thing. So yeah, looks like this place is getting so much business. And yeah, it's lost money. So I think what we need to do is increase the prices. There we go. And that should help out with like making a shorter line and making it actually make a profit. And we actually got a lot of money, so we might want to make a new ride. Yeah, I think I might put some extra like shops and stuff like right here, like along this path, and maybe move the staff building eventually, but I think just build a new ride like out here. We might have enough to make a coaster. No, we do not. Any other things? No, just simple rides right now. I don't think I built this one yet, so let's actually just, this thing's actually relatively small, so I think we could fit it. Yeah, let's just fit that right here, because I mean, it might be right next to the restroom, but it's a good placement for it. So let's place the like exit right next to this path. Yeah, so let's bring this line like this. Might actually remove a few bushes. That's perfect bush placement right there. Yeah, so that should be good for a line. And the exit, we'll just do this. Simple as that. So let's open that up. And that should give us a lot more money. Yeah, people are already coming in. And let's tell it to wait for 3/4 load. And let's do the same thing for this, since it has enough people to wait. And it looks a little boring over here with this water place, so maybe I'll add more rides to it in the future, or like a little restaurant that overlooks the water. That might be a little cool, like a little dock. But I think that will have to be it for this episode. So if you want to see more episodes like this, just hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. That's not how bushes work. Let's remove that.